Bill Hader, good friend of mine, right? He was brilliant on SNL. He was brilliant. And when he left the show this year, every single person was like, what are you doing? You're never, ever gonna work again, like ever. And what does my man Bill do? Boom! He goes ahead and books himself a T-Mobile commercial. Who's laughing now, Lorne Michaels? My man Bill is. I mean, this guy's cashing checks from the 4th largest mobile provider in the nation. And look, I respect Bill because Sprint was coming after him hard. But he just held out for that fuck you T-Mobile money. Bill's awesome. Bill Hader.
A 16-year-old girl. He forced himself on a 16-year-old girl who was intoxicated.
Well, look at the bottom line. They're both really pretty.
Sarah has come out with some abhorrent text messages from Jonah.
He is trying and attempting to take his insecurities, demanding her to change her life, her ways, what she does in order to be with him.
No man should tell a woman how to dress, what to do.
Jonah Hill is being exposed by plenty of people. It seems like this actor turned creep takes whatever he wants. His nasty behavior has put minors in compromising situations and girlfriends in states of paranoia. So let's get into it. But now he's here. I remember her and the 20.
Don't worry about him. We've been doing this a long time. He's just tired.
Ah, Jonah. Why'd you have to be such a bad apple, buddy? Jonah's ex has recently posted screenshots of conversations with Jonah that may shed some light on his true nature. Welcome to Beyond the Screen. I am Nate, and the Rocket Raccoon in The Guardian follows 3 friends. The role of Alan, played by Zach Galifianakis, was actually offered to Jonah Hill over 3 times before the team finally gave up. Now, while there was no specific reason for why he didn't want to participate in the project, a low-budget flick called Cyrus was released not long after The Hangover started production. It seemed that Jonah wanted to work in a more serious role instead of participating in what ended up being one of the highest-grossing comedy trilogies of all time. Cyrus was an okay movie, but Bradley Cooper doesn't care how good it was. Not only did Jonah deny him 3 times, but doing it without explanation was just plain rude. Bradley actually attempted to get Jonah back for a brief cameo role in The Hangover Part 2, but he denied that appearance too. Instead, the role went to Paul Giamatti, who, just ever since The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I just can't look at Paul Giamatti without hearing that bad Russian accent. I am Rhino! Being snubbed by Jonah twice was enough to get him blacklisted from Bradley's hire list forever. Number 9, Robert Pattinson. He's Batman, he's a vampire, he's a Hufflepuff, he's Robert Pattinson. Robert has been stealing the show on the silver screens, a different Bat-themed character, this time as DC's newest Batman. The 3-hour film was released last year and it received incredible reviews. The only sour one was from Jonah Hill. You see, during the casting process, Jonah was actually offered the role as one of the 3 main villains of the film, Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin. He turned down DC several times, apparently wishing to avoid the multi-contract deal that comes with playing a comic book character. Ryan Gosling follows this same principle and is the main reason why Jared Leto played the Joker in the 2016 Suicide Squad rather than himself. It's probably the best decision he ever made in his career. Jonah went on to say that his choice was well warranted, as the film's style and tone just didn't really fit with the type of performance that he wanted to give as the flightless bird-themed villain. And what an appropriate animal to use for a villain. Look at that smug motherfucker. I mean, what? I love penguins. They've never bothered me in any way, shape, or form, and certainly not in an aquarium in Tennessee. Why? Man is getting a sequel, and he's getting cancelled. Number 8, Jennifer Lawrence. Katniss Everdeen is the role that launched Jennifer Lawrence into the career that she has today. Since starring Mother is an interesting lady alongside Oscar winner Leonardo DiCaprio. The film has received wonderful reviews, and I personally had a great time watching every single scene that he's in. According to Lawrence, though, it will be the
This is your sign to stop sleeping in. Getting out of bed for me is like trying to lift the Titanic with my
last time that she that of Jonah Hill's. Jonah played the advisor to Meryl Streep's president character, and he steals every single scene that he's in. According to Lawrence though, it will be the last time that she ever works with Hill in her life. When asked about the process of filming with the comedian turned serious actor, she said it was really hard. Jonah had a tendency to improvise his lines on set, which would cause the fellow cast to break character over and over again. Now, while the jokes may have been a fun inclusion at the time, filming schedules can be very tight, and this caused 12-hour days to become 15-hour days. Jennifer may have had fun on set, but she's gone on record saying that if she ever needed him for a serious role, the answer's gonna be no. Number 7, Beanie Feldstein. In case you were unaware of this wonderful actor, let me just do a little recap for you. Beanie got her break on the silver screen when she was cast to join the sequel to Seth Rogen's hit comedy flick Neighbors, alongside Chloe Grace Moretz and Kiersey Clemens as the leading ladies. She dominated every scene that she was in with impeccable comedic timing and commitment to her role. It may come as a surprise to know that Beanie is actually Jonah's little sister. Beanie decided to use her legal last name as well as a nickname that stuck with her since her childhood. Her actual name is Elizabeth. Let's face it, it's 2023 though. I know lots of people with weirder names than Beanie. One of my buddies has a kid named after his favorite car brand, Subaru McDonald. It's not a good name. Beanie has been gaining more and more popularity thanks to the success of films like Booksmart and her current role as Nancy Drew in a reboot cartoon series. When asked about her relationship with her brother Jonah, Beanie had mixed things to say. While she loves her brother and would never judge him in any tendency to be a little snappy or judgmental towards people, apparently Jonah was the older sibling that gave those noogies or like broke eggs over their heads. No, just me, I only got that? Okay. When it comes to collaboration, they have decided to keep their work lives separate from their family lives. Gee, I wonder what dinners are like at the Hill House. Wait a minute. Hill House? Jonah's a ghost! Whoa! I'll just leave. That's just, yeah. Protagonist. This actually translated on set as well. Jonah would constantly be now full to Seth and commitment to stuck with her since then. Subaru McDonald, a reboot tendency to be a little okay. When it comes to collaboration, they have decided to keep their work lives separate. Mince protagonist for the role. This actually translated for the role due to Jonah Hill's immediate disdain for Chris. While their on-screen characters Seth and Fogel, aka McLovin, may be the definition of frenemies, this actually translated on set as well. Jonah would constantly pick on Chris and tease him. While some claim that this was Jonah being method, Chris knows the reality. He was being tormented by a fellow actor. He was able to stand up for himself as Jonah was visibly frustrated that he couldn't get Chris to cave when berating him. In fact, as casting began, Jonah told Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg that he wanted nothing to do with Chris, which made them want to cast him even more. The film was a critical success, still considered to be one of Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen's greatest comedy flicks to date. But that didn't stop Chris from making his opinions known. When filming began for the 2013 comedy This Is the End, Christopher and Michael Cera were asked to make cameos in the infamous party scene. Reportedly, it took over $250,000 to get Chris to appear in the film for the brief Superbad reunion, apparently claiming that Jonah's presence on set just made him really uncomfortable. In the end, the shot was taken and Chris moved on to star in a few minor roles before finding a home in the world of voice acting. Number 5, Channing Tatum. This one stings. A lot, like this really stings. In 2012, Jonah and Channing Tatum starred in a comedy reboot of the classic crime series 21 Jump Street, just for a more modern audience. The film received massive success at the box office and it was quickly picked up for the sequel treatment. The sequel ended up being one of the few examples in Hollywood history of a second movie being better than the first, which is why it was so surprising to hear that a planned threequel, 23 Jump Street, got canned by Sony Studios. The main reason being, well, apparently it was too ambitious for Jonah. The third entry in the franchise was going to be a massive crossover.
I wanted to do air sculpt because I've got some insecurities. I wanted to take care of this belly fat.
Crossover between two Sony properties, and I'm going to talk about it a lot because I'm never going to let this one go. Jonah and Channing were set to cross paths with Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith's characters from the Men in Black trilogy. The leaked script told the story of Jonah and Channing's characters investigating a new substance at a university, only to discover that the suppliers are extraterrestrials being hunted by the Men in Black. How does that not sound like a good movie? The idea of Jonah and Channing wearing the black suit and shades while holding comically large weapons makes my soul sing with joy. enjoy. A script was written, but ultimately the studio thought that it wouldn't make any money and it would just end up being a misstep in the franchise. Apparently Jonah actually had something to do with this too. While Channing was filled with excitement towards the project, he was so stoked, Jonah felt that the entire thing would be one giant pain in the butt. His under-enthusiasm made the studio nervous to go forward with the project, which probably would have been the best movie in the last 10 years. Instead, Sony decided to reboot Men in Black with Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth, and that didn't go well. Needless to say, Channing has held a grudge towards Jonah ever since he was robbed of the opportunity to fight space aliens with Will Smith and refuses to ever collaborate with him again. It's all good though. I'm sure in that new version of Men in Black they wouldn't even use firearms. Will Smith would probably just be slapping aliens left and right, telling them to keep his wife's name out of their mouths. Number 4, Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen is a big reason that Jonah even has a career. Seth wrote the script for Superbad with his writing partner Evan Goldberg and decided to cast a young Jonah as himself in the film. The movie made a lot of money and began a highly collaborative relationship between Rogen and Hill. They ended up working together on and off and starring in a number of flicks from Knocked Up in 2007 to 2015's Sausage Party. However, that would be their last collaboration after Seth discovered just how cruel his friends had become. During the Comedy Central roast of James Franco, Seth acted as the host for the event, and he made several jokes aimed at Jonah about his behavior since making a transition into more serious roles when he starred in the 2011 Oscar bait flick Moneyball alongside Bullet Train star Brad Pitt. He wasn't the only one. Everyone on the dais that had worked with Jonah in the past also made comments about his behavior before he came up to retort with some of the driest jokes of the night. Since the news has broken about his ex coming forward with allegations of mistreatment on Jonah's part, Seth has stated that he hasn't, nor will he ever work with the new, meaner Jonah Hill anytime soon. Number 3, Judd Apatow. Judd is another entry on this list who is partially responsible for the inception of Jonah's career. In fact, he was the first person to ever direct him when he made a brief cameo in the film 40-Year-Old Virgin as a man who's just trying to buy some shoes so he can take them home and wear them. He stole the show, so much so that Judd actually asked Jonah to appear in a number of films over the years as a supporting character. From Knocked Up to Funny People, Jonah was there and his presence was known by all. Judd has mentioned in recent years that the chances of Jonah working in anything new was probably unlikely. The reason being, well, Jonah's just too darn famous and mean now. Apparently their relationship as colleagues was fun at first, but since moving into the realm of a serious actor, he's become increasingly more difficult to work with. Jonah has become a bit of a recluse on set, known to be fairly quiet and standoffish whenever he's not on camera, appearing to be the type of person who can turn off their comedy switch. Can someone please help me find mine, because it's not welcome at funerals. While Judd may not be as busy as he once was, he has said that he would like to work with new talent in the upcoming years, so unless Jonah pulls like a Mrs. Doubtfire on Judd, I think we can safely say that they're not working together anymore. Number 2, Jay Baruchel. Jay Baruchel has only ever appeared with Jonah physically on screen twice. Once in the comedy flop Knocked Up, and the other is the 2013 hidden gem that is This Is the End. And This Is the End, the cast play fictionalized versions of themselves being caught up in a rap by a demon and is just so sarcastic about it. In the earlier segments of the movie, Jonah portrays himself as a stereotypical Hollywood A-lister. He's met you before, but he just can't remember your name or like why he knows you or where he knows you from. In real life, Jay and Jonah aren't very close, but are certainly no strangers to each other. Unfortunately, their relationship in This Is the End is not far off from their real life one. Due to Jay living primarily in Canada when he's not working on a project, he never sees or keeps in contact with his old buddies. Now that Jonah has been acting in Oscar-nominated features alongside A-listers, Jay has been left to his own devices. And those devices seem to be a mic and a laptop, because he's got a podcast now. And at number 1, Eddie Murphy. Eddie Betty Oxenfree has been a prominent figure in the comedy scene since breaking onto the silver screen in 1982's 48 Hours, alongside Nick Nolte, the fake army guy from Tropic Thunder. He was also the Hulk of Making Anything New, nor was he making many public appearances. Well, it was simply because he was pulling a Jonah Hill and he decided to star in some more serious movies for a few minutes instead. With more dramatic roles in movies like Mr. Church and Dolomite Is My Name. Recently he starred alongside Jonah Hill in a Netflix movie called You People. The film follows Jonah and his girlfriend dealing with each other's in-laws who find themselves examining modern love and family dynamics amidst clashing cultures. The trailer just makes it sound like, hey, his parents are ignorant and hers just want their point to be heard. Together they make one wacky wild family, it's You People! While on set, Murphy claims that Jonah would regularly break character and give the director director notes in the middle of takes, seeming to share his inside Oscar knowledge with the cast. Needless to say, Eddie doesn't make a ton of movies anymore, and he's decided not to include Jonah in his next project, Meet Dave Again. That's not a real movie, but it really should be, because that was a weird one, and it deserves more to the story. And else, but please be kind in the comments, y'all. If you stuck around to the end of this video,
fuck, you got good guys right here, man. Oh my god, my guys suck balls, you know it. Especially this motherfucker right here. If I suck balls, you are king of suck balls mountain. Shut the fuck up. Ah! Hand off! What?
I snuck a lipstick camera similar to this one in the room and got this.
Why would they want to see this? Turn it off. Turn it off!
I wanted to give him the whole...
He gets it.
I got a guy out there. He's literally glued to the car.
Barry, you fucking idiot! What? Oh, God, I gotta go!
I thought you were a dog.
I'm working on myself, and you seem to be appreciating that. No? I mean, I don't understand why you're leaving me.
You have too many dogs.
Who?
You.
Me? Yes!
Okay, listen. How about this?
I'm dead man anyway, so you know what? Just do it. Do it.
Fuck! Oh my god. Fuck! Oh my god, that was so scary. That was really scary.
Could be referred to as an egg. I don't know, Barry, but here's what's important. Those eggs that cracked, those eggs weren't trustworthy. Those eggs weren't honest. So what are you gonna be, Barry? You gonna be an honest egg? I think so. For all you know, we put a chip in you, right? We know where you are. Maybe not. But ultimately, that's what it's about. You tell us what you like, you tell us what you need. And we'll see to it that we can get you everything we can.
That guy's here to kill me. He's got a weapon on him or something. That guy's here to kill me.
That's one of Agent Curtis's men, Barry.
What? No, that's
Searching,
not.
he's got a weapon on him or something.
What?
That
I
guy's
thought he
here
was
to
with
kill
you
me.
guys.
No, he's with you.
Shit.
This is for Cristobal and Hank!
Are you selling limonada?
Yeah.
Oh, how much?
$1.
Fantastic. I'll take 2.
Vamos, vamos, vamos!
No, párate. Don't pull on the door. Let me unlock first.
Pendejo.
Thank you. Here's your burgers.
Yeah, please let me ride up front with you.
Here's your drink. Okay. Here's your change.
Oh my God, thanks. Look, can I at least eat the sandwich before we take off?
We gotta go.
Because the food is gonna fly all over.
We gotta go. Got big plans.
Our dipshit! What are you?
Told him what Mr. Cousineau said to me, and he didn't seem very happy about it. You spoke to Kusino.
Oh, yes, I did.
Let's go have a chat in my garage.
Shit.
Yeah, this is the dude.
Are you sure?
Does it look like the picture Goulet gave us?
I think so. I mean, yeah, I guess. What do we do?
Shoot him?
Okay. And just because we're not working together anymore, Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking kidding me right now? You just fucked this moment. This beautiful, tender moment with your accordion. You just whipped out your accordion and you fucked it, man. God. I'm so sorry about that.
Sorry.
Where was I? It's gone. It's gone. Yeah, gone.
I got corn nuts. See, right here, they look like this. No, I got so don't run away, dude. I'm a nice guy. What? Okay, she's not human.
That's what I said, man.
She's something else. I
That's
don't know what.
I told you, dude.
Know this about yourself. Yet when I ask you to come to a party, you say okay.
Punk, there is a power dynamic here which prevents the... Get down!
What happened?
I got fucking shot!
Shit! Oh, come on. You got to get this shit together. Just stand up there and shoot him. Okay?
Fuck you!
Believe in yourself.
I just got shot!
Well, I got shot too, remember? Barry shot me like precisely in the same arm. Oh, same spot. Wow, he's so good. All right, but I wasn't a baby about it, was I? Come on.
I'm sure you've got some big protocols in place to protect your witnesses, right?
We have some, but if a defendant is willing and determined, it can be hard. But that's usually ex-military, so I'm not too worried.
Barry is ex-military.
Oh, they always find you. I've had many cases like this, but I can't talk about them.
Because they're classified?
No, they're really disturbing, and I just don't like thinking about them.
Tom, I have to ask you a question. It's completely hypothetical.
What is it?
Do you think it would be an issue if I invited a reporter to my theater?
You performed a one-man show for fucking Lon O'Neill.
What is wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
We were on patrol in the Korengal Valley. Albert had been shot in the face, and I was giving him first aid. And then something interesting happened.
Barry, we've got to leave him. We got to go.
Go? Go?
Listen to me. Run and live, at least for a while. And dying in your beds many years from now. Would you be willing to trade all the days, from this day to that, for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom!
Wait, whoa.
Yep.
That's Braveheart.
No, it's not.
That is definitely Braveheart. I know this because I chased that movie for months. Huh?
Well, I knew that from somewhere.
No, you don't. I said that in
Dude, that was
Afghanistan.
definitely Braveheart. It's
No.
like my favorite movie.
I said...
Where is the sheep fucker story? How do you go away from that?
I want to do something else.
Our next award is for lead actor in a comedy series. Here are the nominees.
I'm stress eating and I'm gaining weight in my thighs. I mean, look at that. Blah, 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 blah.
Coffees for closers only. You call yourself a salesman? You son of a bitch.
What y'all do last night? With the H wig?
Oh, so
Yeah, I know. I was joking.
You're like the old clothes rich people donate to Goodwill. Something they don't need, but they can pat themselves on the back for anyway.
It's enough already. I can't hear a thing. Shut up.
To present the award for lead actor in a comedy series, please welcome Michael Douglas.
Good evening. So I've won a few awards in my career, but I've lost a hell of a lot more. And so I want to give some advice to the losers. Carry that rage. Let it fuel everything you do from this night forward. Know that you were cheated. You were robbed. That's a fact. Let that fire burn in your belly until your cold, dead body is in a pine box 6 feet deep, clutching all its Emmys to its chest. And the award for lead actor in a comedy series is Bill Hader, Barry.
I did not think this was going to happen. Okay, so yeah, I took classes at Second City, LA. Nothing. I was taught there that you should always make the other people look good. And so what I did was I hired a bunch of really great actors that made me look really good. So I share this with the cast: Henry Winkler, Stephen Root, Sarah Goldberg, Anthony Kerrigan, just Paula Newsome. All of you, thank you so much. And thank you, Alec Berg. Thank you, HBO. And Hannah, Harper, Haley.
Hard. And I think what a lot of people don't like dealing with how hard writing is. I love writing with a partner because you get instant gratification and you instantly figure out your bad ideas. Andrew Stanton at Pixar says, he has a great thing, which is be wrong fast. So like if you have an idea, just write a version of it. Spend a month writing a version of it and it will most likely be wrong. It'll be bad. And then you'll give it to your friends and they'll be like, this sucks, or whatever. That's another thing I learned was that when people give you notes on something, when they tell you what's wrong, they're usually right. When they tell you how to fix it, they're wrong. So like when they give you notes, so like if you go, I don't really like the relationship between the husband and the wife, I would have it that he was, I would do it this way. So when they say, I don't like the relationship they have with husband and wife, they're right. There is something probably wrong in that area. But then when they tell you how to fix it, it's always wrong. Yeah. Like don't listen. Like once they say, here's what I would do, just turn them off because they're always wrong. It's like you got to figure it out yourself. It's really